Hello, welcome back to the Birdroom. It's been quite a while since we've been in here last. Uh, I've been asked a few times if we'd stop doing it and things like that, but definitely not. All it was is, as a lot of you know, we've been busy building the office and doing the other shed. And obviously that takes time around getting work done and all that type of thing. And not just that, I have been asked for the crossbill DVD that I uploaded. And just remember one thing, guys: if you're intending on uploading a DVD onto YouTube for people to see, make sure you get the permission of the person that's made that DVD. I specifically went and asked, can I put them on there? And he said, by all means, definitely go ahead and do it and share it with everybody. But it's always worth asking and just checking anyway. But obviously, back in the bird room today, and since you guys were here last, a hell of a lot has developed, and as you can probably see in the background here, we've got a number of birds on eggs, which I'll explain that as the episode progresses and show you in a bit more detail of what's going on. But like I said, what we've been doing is getting the office sorted, which is completely done now. The alarm and cameras have fitted, so a bit more peace of mind for me, and not just for security wise, but many reasons. But anyway, I'm not going to explain on that. Like I said, the new bird shed, I'll take some shots of that as well. We're in the process of building some more blocks of cages, and that is just for the overspill of younguns that we're breeding in this shed. And I'll explain the reason some of the birds have gone, which I've been asked as well, what birds are we breeding this year. But I'll explain all that as the episode goes out, and just get on with it. Anyway, before we get started, a big thank you to everybody that has subscribed to our channel. It's nearly at 2,000 subscribers, and that is just in over a year. So it's overwhelming, really. Not just that, all the comments in the YouTube comment section, the feedback is awesome, and yeah, I'm really happy with that. On the talk about birds, obviously we've got Stafford this Sunday. As this airs, most of you guys will be up at Stafford anyway, so you're probably not going to get a chance to see this until later on the Sunday, or even Monday, Tuesday, whenever. But I'll probably bump into you, most of you lads or lasses, or most of you guys, everyone that's going to Stafford. I'll probably see you up there anyway. But anyway, just thanks for your continued support, not just with the channel, but with the direct bird products as well. Right, let's get on, talk about birds and what's been going off. So, the new block that we've got behind us, as you've seen in the last episode that we did, this is a new block that my friend made for me. Put it this way, the price of it, you're not going to beat anywhere, and the quality of it is fantastic. But anyway, in this block here we've got my greens, and I said before, whether it be older greens or the younger ones that we've bred, all paired up, and ironically every single one in this block, so there's 12 pairs, there's 3 across and obviously 4 down. You won't obviously see the bottom. I will show you the eggs and chicks as the season goes on, but every single pair in this block are on eggs. I mean, over the last week we've set 50 eggs, but not everyone is going to be full, as I'll explain shortly. So basically, this is my green section over here, and the other section that is behind the camera is for the other various colours, whether it be the blues, whites, variegated, heavily variegated, and all that malarkey. But that is the other section. Well, like I said, every single one of these, I do know some of folks have checked them, and what I will do later on in the episode is show you a couple of products that is going to be a new feature, and it was suggested by Matt, so thanks Matt. Products in focus or something like that, or must-have products, and it doesn't have to be something that we sell. Something that I think you need in your bird room, regardless if it's from us or anyone else, or something similar to that effect. But like I said, it might not be something that we sell, but it's something that I strongly believe that you should have in your bird room, and it'll just make your time in the bird shed, or it'll explain anyway. Just time with the birds a lot simpler to use, and things like that. In this section behind me, like I said, we've got the more variety of colour aspects of birds. The reason I've done it is just so I can keep my original line together, and keep using them and making, and obviously trying to improve them. The one that's behind me, the majority of the birds is what I've bought in, or been given one way or another. But obviously they're new to the bird room, so that's why they're in this section. So I'm going to work with them over the next coming years and try and create some good birds for the show bench, and obviously to make a new line, whether it be the clears, 10%, blues, or well, you know what I'm talking about, just to build them up anyway. Like I said, we've set 50 eggs within this week, or should I say over the last 10 days or so. I didn't put all the nest pans in at once. I did it over like 2 or 3 days. What I did is, as I was in here cleaning out, running one cock bird in with obviously one that's going to go over 3 or 4 ends, and he tread her straight away. So as I'm treating the birds, cutting the nails and that type of thing, I was checking the vents, and you can clearly see when a cock's ready to breed, and same way an hen bird, and majority of them was ready. So I got the nest pans in, and within no time they'd built up, and obviously started laying eggs. So while we're talking about nests, what I do with my nests, I mean, this is just how I do it. You got 3 points to try and stop mite, because don't get me wrong, I know at some point throughout the breeding season we'll probably get a touch of mite, but prevention is better than the cure. You're not going to cure mite, full stop, no matter what your type of products you're using. I use most things I can to try and prevent them and slow down the spread of them. So what I simply do is, got my nest pan here, carbolic soap. There is a video on this from last year. Check it out in our other videos and it'll tell you exactly how I do the carbolic soap. I put carbolic soap on the nest felt, simply put it in your nest pan. Then trusty Vaseline all over the bottom of here. And I've said before, the E powder, I'm not even going to try and pronounce it because I get my tongue twisted every single time. The E powder in the top there, that's your 3 points. You've got your carbolic soap, you've got your Vaseline, you've got your E powder on top. And it's just a matter of trying to keep on top, like I said. All the birds have been front lined. My good friend Paul managed to get me some, and I front lined every single bird in here as I was cleaning out, cutting the nails and all that, getting them ready for breeding. Someone's wanting to tread. He's shouting out now and I can hear him, and there's birds feeding each other. It's a rush of excitement in the shed every time you come in. You don't know what you're going to see. Obviously, like I said, put the nest pans in and they're built in no time. Let me just jump out of shot and I'll grab you the nesting material I'm using this year, because there's a couple of different types. Right, so like I said, different types. The canaries, and most of British will be getting these, but all the canaries that are laid up now have all had this mix. Now it is one we do sell, but I'm not just trying to say that, but this is probably the best mix I've ever had. It's got absolutely everything in it. It has got jute string, it's got wool, it's got sisal, coconut sisal, it's got everything in it. But it just seems, I mean, it's cut up into small pieces. It just seems a lot easier for the birds to get and make the nest with it together. Once the birds are built up, all I've been using is this wool, and this is, it's not cotton wool, it's wool that won't get caught to the feet. If you, in the past, like I have, been a tight sod, I've bought cotton wool from the shop, cotton wool balls, and pulled it up and put it with the birds, but that gets caught on the feet, so you never use that. Whereas this one, it doesn't, it's surgical type wool. And that's what I give them when they're lying in the nest. Like I said, this is for the canaries I'm talking about. So obviously, in no time, like I said, they've built up and I've set 50 eggs. Now, I know not every single one of them are full. The reason being, there were 3 pairs in particular that I had paired up, believing there was cock and hen. Turns out, some of the birds that were singing, and I'm not joking with this, 3 of the hens that were singing their absolute heads off, not warbling, full on singing, turned out to be hens. Now, if I would have shown this on a video of the hens singing back then, everyone would have said 100% it's a cock bird. But believe me, definitely hen birds, because they've laid eggs. So obviously I've had to change them 3 pairings around. That goes to say as well, I did sell a few Fifes, and I did get a message back from the guy saying that basically they're singing. I nearly messaged him back to say double check them, because like I said, 3 of mine that were... I'm not a newbie to canaries, I'm not new to breeding birds whatsoever. I know cocks are meant to sing and hens are not, but these were singing properly. So it beggars belief really. But like I said, anyway, back to this. Set 50 eggs over the last, I don't know, like 10 days or whatever. And I would say, well, there's probably more than 50 now. Probably more like 70 at this moment in time. I don't know, I haven't really counted. But like I said, some are definitely empty, because I know that there was cage 13, 14 and 18 were all ends, so they'll all be clear. Undecided as yet whether to remove them and let them start again, or just let them try and sit their eggs out, and maybe might need them for to split nests up. They've got nests of 5 and introduce a couple of chicks here and there between them. Undecided as yet. I'll come to that, cross that bridge when the time comes. More than likely I'll probably take a couple, 2 out of the 3 nests out and let them go again, but undecided. So far as the other birds, mule hybrid pairs, coming along really nice. I mean, the goldfinch down here, as you will see, he's coming along leaps and bounds, and the cinnamon Norwich hen, not ready yet. I'm probably going to be another 3 weeks before they're going to be ready. But like I said, the chance are the goldfinches won't be ready yet anyway. I might let her have a blank round just to get the goldfinch in condition, and then reintroduce him. What I'd like to see if he pecks the eggs or not, as people that breed goldfinches and mules know that golds are known for pecking eggs, and if the eggs are clear, at least then I'll know that he pecks eggs and have to remove him. The chaffies, the 2 chaffy hens with the greenies, really coming into condition quick. One way you can tell with chaffinches, the bluing of the beak, basically we just said bluing. The beak, well, when chaffinches itself come into breeding condition, the plumage changes colour, but the beaks itself go a dark slate blue, and you can tell straight away when they're in condition. But I've only just started giving them live food now, so a few weeks I know for a fact that they're going to be in condition, so they're in the cages behind me, which I'll show you shortly. Siskin with the Norwich, same thing, not expecting much from them yet because it's not really that time, a few weeks yet. Moving around to the flights, I've got majority of the flights done, conifers in, nest sites up. This is out of my choice, and I did the same last year. I know come March, well, from March, April, May onwards, my work gets really busy, so it's just to benefit me, really. Do it while I've got time to do it, settle the birds in. In fact, the birds are in the flights now in some of them. There's some of them that's empty, waiting for birds to arrive. We have got some birds coming in, but you'll see them in a future episode anyway. So plenty to look forward to in the coming episodes. Diet wise, before I start moving around the shed and showing you bits and bobs, diet wise, birds now are getting trusty soak seed, germinated, just right there. Egg food mix as well, and not changed anything from last year except for one thing, grog. I managed to get this off eBay, it's not something that we stock. Just adding that to the egg food, and that is just for peace of mind with black spot. Not that it really bothered us last year, one or two nests with it, but majority of the birds were totally fine. So fingers crossed this time it'll be the same thing. And obviously, only time will tell really. Like I said, there's plenty to look forward to. There's a lot of birds in here over the next few weeks that's going to be challenging, whether we lose some, things like that. Part of bird keeping or livestock keeping, regardless of what animals or livestock you keep, you're always going to get ups and downs with it regardless of what it is. So as we speak, I just spotted out of the corner of my eye pigeon number 2. I wondered what she was doing. I mean, her egg is due out tomorrow, her eggs are due tomorrow. She's actually feeding. And I've just checked, just hatched chicks. So, told you, all going on in the shed. And bearing in mind, this is her first week in March. Not a problem, because I did check my diary. Yeah, she's hunkered down feeding, so. But I did check my breeding diary from last year. It is exactly the same time of year as what we had chicks last year. Right, before we move on, I'm just going to speak about items that are a must in the shed. Like I said, it's something that we might not sell or we might sell, but it's something I think that's going to help your life in the bird shed a lot easier. First thing, and I've said it I don't know how many times, breeding records, an absolute must. I was on the phone to Bernard Williams a couple of days ago talking about the importance of keeping records, and he's the same obviously with his greenfinches, pie greenfinches. Said how important it is to look back at your records and think, where's this popped up from? If a new, like some sort of variation of greenfinch popped up, he can look back at his records, because a bird might not produce, say for instance you've got some cinnamons, might not produce cinnamons, or blind cinnamons I would call them, visually not cinnamons at all. They might not show up the first year or the second year, they might show up the third year. Then you can look back obviously over them seasons and see what pairings were what, and find where that bird was. Breeding season, breeding records, in my opinion, if you haven't got one, you're only playing at it really, because you need to know where your birds are coming from. That's one. And like I said, we do sell them, but it weren't just me trying to sell them to you, but I'm a strong believer in good record keeping, and it makes your life a lot easier. Second, we don't stock, we don't sell, but I have got one, and I think them days are gone now where you used to use your torch on your phone to check the eggs. This is it. Obviously, whatever you want to call it, egg candler. She's out here again feeding, look. Brilliant mother already, and better get her some egg food in, because like I said, I didn't expect it till tomorrow. Egg candler. Makes checking your eggs so much easier. You can check them in the nest, in situ, just by pointing the light in, and it will show if they're clear or full at that point. Like I said, we don't stock these. It's something that I'm sure if you look online, somewhere will sell them. So in this flight cage, I'm not going to explain much about it. I've got a pair of green finches, nest site on either side, and I'll explain what nest site I'm using for these in a second. But chose to put these in here for a reason, because the cockbird, he's had trouble every time I put in a flight. He knocks his flights. I mean, I think it's with the storms that we've had. I think he had a bit of a fright and knocked his flights. Luckily, I found him, and he's in here. And he's with an hen that actually originally was with a crossbill cock that battered the crap out of her. So best hen, best cock, current year bred birds. So I'm hoping for big things from them. So I'll just let you have a look at that, and I'll show you what I'm using from the nest side. Plenty big enough flight cage for them, really. And I've got four flight cages at that size, which I'll be using. Various pairs. I don't know what yet, but I'll come to that and have a look in the flights and stuff like that. So as for the birds in the flights, green finches, majority of my birds this year are going to get these two combinations. I said to you last year when I got these in, if I hadn't already put the stuff in, I would have used these. Now these, I'm telling you, will last for years. Someone's calling's been mated over there, and there's only British birds in that side. I'm trying to figure out which one it is, but I'll find out. I'll have to spend some time in here and find out which one it is. Anyway, coupled with a coconut nest, well, they're called coconut nest with hooks. Them two together, the combination of them two together, and the flights for me, with the conifer all around, as you'll see shortly, I think it's going to be a winning combination. The good thing about them, hook them onto the side of the cages like we can here. There's one at this side, just another nest out of that side, which I've used and proven over the years. Like I said, these with covering around them, like I said, most of my things are going to be natural conifers, and in some of the flights I cut some cherry trees down and cut the branches home and put them in the flights, and a combination of things, more natural than Christmas tree. There is the odd flight, depending what birds are going in there, I've got different type of things in, but majority of them are going to get at least one of these, if not two of these. Just thought I'd mention that. Like I said, we do stock both of them, but I will be using most of them myself, so bear that in mind. What I'll do now is just talk you through some bits on the flights. I mean, you've all seen this before. For the new viewers of the channel, maybe not. This flight here is a mixed flight at the moment. It's just housing a few green finches that's going out to people this weekend. Bernard Williams. This flight is empty. Hoping to get a nice pair of birds in this one, so keep tuned for that one. But it's already dressed, ready to go for breeding season. So when the birds come in, a couple of weeks to settle in, and then at that point, mid-March, hopefully they'll be ready to nest. We'll see. Flight 3, lovely pair of green finches again. Hopefully we'll get some of them. I need to finish everything off. Number 4, green finches again, majority again. Green finches are obviously the dominant factor in my shed. Number 5, let's see what we've got in number 5. Pair of chaffinches. Now they was put in there yesterday. They're not as in condition as what the hybrid pairs are over there, which I'll show you shortly. 6, green finches. 7, pair of linnets. 8, pair of green finches for now. Because I've been moving them around into the flight cages when certain birds have gone. 9 is a pair of brambles, 10 is empty, 10 still to dress with the conifer and put the nest sites up. That's for another pair of birds. A little tip for them, I'm not going to say what they are, but they're a small soft bill. Something I've been looking for a little while. Something just to chuck in there, and a little bit of different birds. So that's the flights. Most of the birds, like I said, are paired up to a degree. Greenfinch unfortunately paired up with, I haven't had time to show you because I just think my point is breeding, and what I do try and show as much of the birds as I can to you guys, but you have to understand that obviously I want to get these birds done and get them nice and fit in their breeding state. I'll show you the some of the hybrid pairs. Like I said, the hybrid pairs are mule pairs mainly over this side. Idea of thinking is there's a couple of nest sites, one in one of the flights here. I've got cameras fitted to them, thanks to James Bavister. He gifted me 2 of them, and definitely be coming in handy for when it obviously comes to you guys to putting them videos out there for you with cameras affixed to them. Same with the hybrid pairs, I'm going to be putting cameras in situ so I can actually keep an eye on them. Brambles definitely. Just so I don't have to disturb the birds as much by looking at them. If they've got cameras on them, I can just look on my phone and everything's going to be on there that way. I just stopped filming for a second there. Like I said, I heard some mating calls, and it was only a pair of greenfinches in the flights there. Coming back across, and look what I found. Greenfinch egg. I just put it in the egg drawer and just leave it there, see what happens. I mean, I've no doubt it's full or empty, I don't know, I don't really care. I haven't intended on starting the greenies yet anyway, so guess we'll see. I do leave, just want to point out 1 or 2 things. This year I'm trying to make my life as much easier as possible when it comes to breeding season with the amount of birds that we are breeding. And like I said before, breeding cards, magnetic breeding cards, breeding card holders and cards, just make it simple. I mean, checking back there, my ring stay, egg drawers, everything I've got set up now is just to make it easier. Also, before I do go in the water at the minute, before anyone asks, is the mix of calcium and Avigold Advance, 10 ml of each per litre. All the birds are getting that throughout the shed regardless of what stage the birds are at. And it's what I said, everything of my birds now will start getting everything the same. It just helps do everything at once rather than bitting and bobbing through different birds. Anyway guys, that is it for today. I hope I do see a lot of you guys at Stafford, and at least that way we can have a chat. If not, I'll probably see you next time, or send me a message if you need anything. For all your bird keeping needs, you know where to go by now. directbirdproducts.com. Got an array of stuff on there. A load of frozen live food available as well. Send me a message. They're not loaded on the website yet, but send me a message. I've got plenty of that available. Everything for your bird keeping needs available. If it's not on there, send me a message, I'll find it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in a couple of weeks. Matt's on next week, I'll be on the week after. Have a good day at Stafford everybody, and I will see you soon.